just makes it real and relatable, right? I
Right.
mean, we need to stop. I think we really need to stop posting for perfection. We need to create conversation with our posts and
Mhm.
not worrying about being perfect. And you know what? When there's that Susan that goes in your comments and say, you spelled that wrong. It's like, oh, sorry. Thanks for letting me know. I don't change it, but thanks for letting me know. Welcome to the Other 99% podcast. I'm your host, Lisa Duck, a coffee loving direct sales enthusiast who's obsessed with a good digital system. Come join me for a realistic look into the world of direct sales. We'll explore inspiring perspectives, learn about unique business tips, and celebrate success stories that often go untold. Because on the other 99%, every seller matters. Hey everyone, it is me, Lisa, and welcome back to another episode of The Other 99%. I'm here with our co host, Susan Larimer, and today we're having a little bit of a funny topic. I think I threw Susan off when I said I wanted to talk about tumbleweeds on social media. She's like, are you sure
Did
you're
that
using the right
autocomplete
word?
correct something? What? We're not talking about tumbleweeds.
But we are. We're technically talking about like ghost town. So you'll probably know what I'm talking about. You make a post, you post it on social, and there's crickets. Like you're not getting anything.
Mhm.
So in today's episode, we're gonna walk through a couple things that you could do to maybe help your posting strategies for the remainder. Shouldn't say the remainder of 2026. We just start, but you know what I mean. 2026 going forward. So, first thing I want you to do is take a look at how you can spot tumbleweeds on social media. I mean, I know for a fact that I've posted things on social and I'm like, okay, I'm going to get lots of engagement here. And I go in and it's like, nobody's posted it. Nobody's commented. Like, what's going on? So then I basically audit my post at that point. I'm like, what did I say? Did I ask too many questions? Was I not specific about what I wanted them to do? 9 out of 10 times you look at it and it's like, yeah, that was confusing,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Or that was too salesy,
Mhm.
or that was like,
Or I didn't ask them anything. I was just presenting information.
right. Or they know that if they comment, they feel like you're gonna pounce on them
Yeah.
or something like that, right? So we really need to think about things that we're posting. So I don't know how many of you still have Facebook groups. I know Susan does. I got rid of my Facebook group a while ago. But one thing that I used to do when I was in when I had my Facebook group, every week or every other week, I would scroll the feed, like scroll and take a look at who's engaging, like what the numbers were in chats or in the comments or in the reactions. And I would look at the posts that didn't have anything. And those were the posts that I knew that I either had to tweak if I was going to use again, or they were the posts that I know that were going to sit in a vault and never come out.
Mhm.
Right? I know, Susan, you were just talking about, or before we hit record, about how you went in and checked your algorithms and your analytics and stuff. So can you share a little bit about what you found?
Yeah, I do still have a Facebook group, and there's like 700-ish people in there. So it's funny that you look at which posts aren't doing well because I look at which posts are doing well. So that's the difference between me and Lisa. I like to feel really good and pat myself on the back, and Lisa's like, okay, realistic. What am I doing wrong? So, but anyway, if you go into your group, you can go into your engagement. You scroll down on that left side, there's a whole bunch of options. Look at the engagement, click on that, and then you can see how many active members, you can see popular days that you should post, and then your posts, and it'll show how many people viewed the post and how many people engaged, like commented, liked, actually engaged with the post. So in my group, sometimes it feels like crickets. Sometimes there is like, and I have definitely scaled back in my daily posting. But even now, I had a very active group. But with 705 people, I looked at my analytics, 326 are still active members.
Good. Yeah.
There are not 326 people like commenting on every post, but that's about half of my members that are active, meaning they go into my group, they see my posts, they might scroll right past it, but they're seeing it. So if you think like, okay, there's crickets, nothing's happening, you're probably wrong because people are seeing it. So then what I did is I looked at my top 5 engaging posts in the last 30 days. One of them is kind of embarrassing because I think it was about a month ago, I think we were having our end of season sale. So I think it was the end of December, right after Christmas. I created an event. And when you create an event, you have an opportunity to invite group members. So I said, "Yes, invite my group members. I want them to see." I don't do this often. So, but I know that if you create an event, all of your group members will be notified. Well, for some reason, they got 6 notifications, one right after the other about my event, almost like I invited them 6 times. And I was horrified because I started getting messages like they were screenshotting their notifications and I was all over it. I was horrified. I was embarrassed. So I did another post like, I am so sorry Facebook took it upon themselves to notify you 6 times. But then when I look back, that was my best interactive post because I was horrified. I was in there apologizing, and everyone's like, "Oh, it was so funny, like, no problem." So that was my number 1 interactive post, which was a complete, mistake. It was embarrassing, but it turned into be a very everyone was very, understanding and encouraging. My second one was my Christmas tree contest. Every year I have a best Christmas tree contest. So they send me pictures of their Christmas tree and then we vote. So that's a very interactive, has nothing to do with my products, but just a fun holiday post that I do. Number 3 was results of a recent fundraiser that I did where I got to share the foot care kits underneath the Christmas tree from a fundraiser that we did back in the summertime. So that was number 3. Number 4, and I do this every Sunday, is share your favorite picture that you took from the week. And people love to do that, and I love to see, kid pictures and pet pictures, and I usually have a sunset picture on there, but people love to do that. And then the number 5 was the Christmas card, family Christmas card picture that I shared. So if you look at those, none of them are products except for the fundraiser, but it wasn't even me selling something. It was just sharing results of a fundraiser. So we just want to encourage you go into your analytics of your group. If you still have a group, go in there under the engagement tab and look at your engagement. And I think you'll be surprised with what you find there.
And I love what Susan said. It's like none of those were sales posts. Like I see way too many direct sellers out there that feel like the need to post that company graphic and sell that company sale and do things like that. But Facebook was built to build relationships. So when we're going in to do sales, I mean, that's like the job of like your website or Shopify or something like that. You people aren't going there to be Amazon. They're not going there to be sold to. So think about that when you're actually doing it. And a couple tips like when you're auditing your posts in your group. Like go and scroll and take a look and see what type of posts that you've posted. Give yourself like a post number. Say, I'm going to go in and I'm going to look at the last 9 posts that I've posted. Make sure that you go up to the top. There's that little setting where you can change it to the most recent post because depending on how your group settings are posted, somebody could have commented on a really, really old post and pushed it to the top
Mm.
of your feed. So make sure that you do that so you see that your 9 most recent posts and take a look at them. What are they? Are they copy and paste from ChatGPT? Do they sound like you? Are you asking them a question? Are you doing like what Susan does, saying, post your favorite um like picture?
Mhm.
People love to share about themselves. People love to give their opinion,
Mhm.
right? So we need to give them that opportunity. Like, take for example, I used to put in my Epicure group was always like, share your favorite product and why you love it. Or, that we have a bunch this was always a good one. We have a bunch of new people in this group, and some of them are very new to Epicure. Tell them what's your must-have product that you just can't live without, and tell them what you use it in,
Yeah.
right? Because they love to share, "Oh, I make this, and you wouldn't believe what I make with it," and it's like they just love to be able to share their own their own story, right?
Mhm.
Just like we like to share our own story. And then make sure when you're posting, you're not posting just to fill space. I I don't know. I have a hard time with people going in and doing like days of week posts. Like I've never really got into that because a lot of the times it was just something pulled in to fill that space on that day. There
Mhm.
wasn't much thought put into it. There wasn't thought put in like how is this benefiting my customer? So instead when I go in and post, I like to keep it based on different types of posts. Is this post a value post? Is it a post that is going to create a connection with us?
Mhm.
Is it a post that's going to present an offer? Okay, that would be your sales post. Or is this a post just to drive conversation?
Mhm.
Right. So when you think about it that way, you don't have to post every day. And please, I don't, this is just my opinion again. Please stop posting multiple times a day. I'm too busy, and I'm sure everybody else is too busy. They're not going to go in your group and read like 3 or 4 different posts from that day. Like,
Mhm.
were they that valuable?
Mhm.
And another thing, it's like, how long are they?
Mm. Some of them have been so long lately.
I know, and I love that little see more button, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Because as soon as somebody clicks on it, Facebook counts that as engagement, interaction, like, "Oh, yeah, this person is really interested." But if I click see more and it just drops a pile of text, I'm like, "See ya." I don't have time to read that.
I
It's like,
can't believe how long some are, and that seems to be the trend. And I'm like scrolling. How long
yeah.
is this? I am not gonna read it all.
Like once in a blue moon, if you're telling a story or, you really have to get into like a backstory, but that's usually like a very personal connection
Yeah.
post.
Yeah.
Not something, yeah, that not something that you've just, and I've seen too many of these lately that you've just copied from ChatGPT.
Mhm. Mhm.
And we've already talked about, our love and hate for AI, but yeah, like even take that AI stuff and make it tell ChatGPT, make this shorter.
Yeah.
Make this something somebody can read in like 2 seconds. Like, give it parameters to follow. And I think you'll have better results with your interaction for sure.
Yeah. And one thing Lisa and I have talked about before on multiple episodes, ever, ever, ever make the post like something you need to accomplish a goal or to earn a trip or to I need 5 more people to place a $30 order, message me. Don't do that. As soon as I see that, I usually send them to Lisa like, "Oh, I saw it again."
My favorite is my leader has challenged me. It's like, I used to cringe when my
Yeah,
upline would put those out. I challenge you to sell. It's like, no, don't do that.
yeah.
That's
It's
not.
not about you. It is not about you.
Okay, so let's talk a little bit about CTAs, call to actions. What what do you think, Susan, is the best type of call to action that you could put on a post?
Well, I think before I talk about that, the best, practice with call to action is only have 1
Mhm.
per post or per email or per text. If you're saying, "Click here to join my group," click here to place an order, share with a friend. If you're sharing all of those call to actions, they're not going to do anything. They're not going to do a single one. So, one strong call to action. Think about, okay, here's my post. What do I want my person to do? So I mean, for me, those sharing the pictures or sharing your opinion, like you said, that's where I get the most interaction because not only do people like to share about themselves, but they do like to see what other people are doing. They will look through and comment on other people's pictures from the week. So that gets that like cross pollination. Now you have people commenting and they're commenting on each other's comments, which
Mhm.
I love. I love that. That's that community part. So, what do you think? What are some good CTAs that you've seen or done?
I just like to keep my CTAs where the response can be simple. People, unless you have one of those posts where it's like a debate post. I love to call them a debate
Gosh,
post.
stay away from politics though. If you live in the
No, no,
US,
no, I'm
don't
not
post
talking I'm
politics.
not talking politics debate. I'm just talking about any kind of thing that will
Okay.
people have different opinions
Yeah.
on. Like, for example, I think back to a post that I did about my opinion on Epicure when it closed.
Mm,
That started a
yeah, I remember.
huge debate in my comment section. And that's fine because that gave me time to go in there and interact with people. Like, I mean, I took it as everybody's point of view was valid, right? Everybody has their own opinion. And I totally get that. And I just put like, oh, I agree with that. Or yes, I can totally see where you're coming from. Even though I didn't agree with you, I could totally see where you're coming from, right? So I use that as an interaction. But if I'm just doing a regular post, I like to keep it very short. Like, drop an emoji in the comments if you want this,
Mhm.
or drop the word me if you want me to send you the link in your DMs,
Yeah.
right?
Or the
Or some
old this or that posts.
mm,
Very popular. You
yeah.
like this or do you like that? All I have to do is type in this or that, and they
And I
do.
like and I like the this or that's to be. I know a lot of people do it with their products. Not a fan of products because to me that could come across again as salesy.
Mhm,
But if you just want to get interaction, which in turn brings visibility to you, coffee or tea,
mhm.
you know,
Yeah.
salt or pepper.
Beach or mountains. Yeah.
Exactly. Something like that that's simple, and that's relatable to everyone because not everybody might have tried
The
um,
2
you know,
products.
your skincare and your hair care.
Right,
Like,
right.
they might not have it, right? So those people don't feel like they can comment. So that just lessens your chance of the interaction, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So there's a couple things that I'll always say is like, make sure that your CTA, your call to action, is very clear. Like, don't try and muffle it in there. Don't hide it. Make it be the last line on your thing. Be sure to this for this, right? And make it very clear on what steps or what actions you want them to take.
Yeah.
And try your hardest to make your CTAs not salesy. You know, comment the word "me" to buy this product, or, for me to send you my shopping link. You could be sending them a link for maybe one of your freebies that you might have for, how to take care of your skin in the winter, right?
Mhm.
That freebie is what's gonna in turn sell your product,
Right.
but it's not that initial connection or conversation because you're
Yeah.
going to get more people who are going to connect with you through that freebie than they would be, here's my link, go buy,
And if you're
right?
not sure, run it through ChatGPT. Say, "Hey, this is what I want it to sound like. I want interaction. I want it to sound friendly." And then run it through, and then you'll start to get a feel for how you should be writing your posts in order to get interaction. So we love ChatGPT. Write it and then run it through ChatGPT, saying, "This is what I'm intending. This is what the goal is. Am I on the right track or should I reword it or what should I change?" And it will
I had
direct you.
I had to giggle the other day. I use ChatGPT to help me write almost anything I write because, like I've said before
which
many
is good.
times, my spelling, my all that stuff, it sucks. But Susan will laugh at this one because I use ChatGPT and then I always paste it where I'm gonna put it and I edit it within that section. I went back and I reread it and there were like 2 spelling mistakes. Like you could totally tell that wasn't all ChatGPT. But that just makes it real and relatable, right? I
Right.
mean, we need to stop. I think we really need to stop posting for perfection. We need to create conversation with our posts and
Mhm.
not worrying about being perfect. And you know what? When there's that Susan that goes in your comments and say, you spelled that wrong. It's like, oh, sorry. Thanks for letting me know. I don't change it, but thanks for letting me know. I did change it one time when I went to write a word and it wrote a very inappropriate word in its place. And I'm like, yeah, I'll go change that once. Thanks for letting me know. I'm like, oh my goodness. But the
Oh.
funny part, and this is hilarious, but I had team members who had copied my post and word for word posted it on their page.
That's why you don't do that.
It's like, whoops, and so and anytime I seen it, I'm like, "Oh my god, you copied that, make sure you go change that word." This is why I tell you guys, always rewrite my
Yes,
posts, don't just copy and paste them, but
yes. Oh my gosh, that's funny.
so a couple other things that you could do, to get engagement is to don't make statements,
Mhm.
but ask questions,
Yeah.
right? Um, Always ask opinions.
Mhm,
People love, like I said, to give their opinion. And then always share, behind the scenes. People like to see the real you and they they want to relate to you. They'll relate to you through that story, but it also giving them the behind the scenes, it allows people to like respond with like, "Oh, I didn't know you did that," or, "Oh my goodness, I can so relate, like, dinner time around here is crazy too," or something like that,
mhm.
right? So real stories allow people to connect with you. So those are great posts to do. And again, um, short ones. They don't have to be long stories. And if they're long, go on there with a video. Do like a reel sharing your story, like you speaking like a talking head video where you're sharing your story because some people will be more inclined to actually watch you.
Mhm,
It's going to bring more visibility to you with it being a reel, right? Because the people, that's what Facebook and Instagram like. They like to give the favor the reels.
mhm.
So if you could do that, do that. But then just make sure that the captions are on so that people who don't want to turn the volume, they could still read the story.
Yeah.
And it's just a little bit easier to relate to, right?
And if you're asking for comments or with my, share a picture, share your favorite picture from the week, respond to every one of those comments. Comment on their comment. So someone might show a picture of your retirement party. My husband retired. Oh my gosh, congratulations. I can't believe he retired. What are your plans next? Comment on everything because that just boosts that visibility and spreads it out more too. So be the person that you want your customers to be. Interact just as much as you want them to.
And I try my hardest when I'm responding to their comment to use a question.
Mm,
Because
that
that
keeps the
question
conversation going.
allows them to respond again, right? And it keeps these people are already talking to you in your comments. They're more likely to continue to talk to you in your comments and build your algorithm. So, yeah, respond with a question. It could be like just a simple question. Try not to do yes or no, but like something where they could respond simple. But yeah, keep the conversation going as long as you can. Don't, however, don't what's the word I'm trying to say? Like, don't exaggerate it. Like, when the conversation is ended, it's ended. You'll know,
Won't beat a
right?
dead horse.
Yeah, it's like, don't just try to continue. It's like, "Oh, yes, you said that 3 comments ago. Can you?" And it's like, "No, no,
Yeah.
no. No, no.
Yeah.
That's good."
Yeah. Yeah.
I always
That's so
say it's like,
weird.
if you're reading something and you can't say it without fumbling it, then it's not supposed to be written. So,
Yeah.
it's like, that's why you'll never see me doing scripts. Like,
Mhm.
I used to cringe when my upline said, "Oh, use this script." I'm like, I that wouldn't come out of my mouth, right? So it's like, how can I literally type that and expect somebody to think that Lisa said that,
Right. Right.
right? That just
Yeah.
doesn't make any sense. But
Yeah.
and then what's one thing that I find, and I don't know if you've noticed this, but some people on their posts, they're making it too hard to engage,
Yeah.
right?
Sometimes they overcomplicate things. Like I have a good friend and, she's amazing at what she does, like sales. Her sales are good, customer service is amazing. But sometimes if she's having like an event and I look at the post for the event, she gives too many details. And you get to a point and you're like, "Okay, I forget what I read first. Like, what am I supposed to do?" So keep it simple. Less is more for sure. Very make it, like Lisa said, very clear in what the post is about, what you want them to do. And have breaks. And maybe, you can do bold on posts now. You can
Mhm.
make like headings. You can even I used to use it's a whole nother app that you could change your font.
Fonts. Yeah.
So make it eye-catching, but keep it simple. Don't have too many links either. Like I said before, you don't wanna, here's a link for this, here's a link for that, here's a link for that. Nope. 1 link per post.
What I like to do is I usually like to keep the post simple, the ask simple, and then with a simple, like, respond with a block, like a "Hey"
Mhm.
in the comments if you want more details. That way I could take the conversation into their messenger and provide them with every single piece of information
Yeah.
that they need.
To the
But it
people who want it.
exactly, and it also allows me to start my permission-based marketing to them,
Right.
right?
Right.
Okay, thanks so much for commenting on the post. So this is what this is about. It might be an invite to an event. I don't send them the link. I tell them about the event and then let me know if I could drop the link for you. Yes or no. If they say yes, great. Here's the link. Um, you know, would you be interested in sharing it with your friend? Yes or no? Okay, great. You can send your friend this link, right? And you could keep the conversation going, but you're asking permission on each level, which is going to build that know, like, and trust with that person, not that you're just here. Here's the information. Come. I don't care if you want to be there, but here's the information. You just need to come, right?
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
just doesn't make any sense.
And it's
So,
almost like sending out a bunch of invitations without an RSVP. 'Cause then you're like, "Wait, who is interested? I have no idea who's interested because I invited everybody." Kinda like my event, mistake. I'll never do that again. I actually had good sales from it, but I was so embarrassed, I'll never do it again.
well, this is why I love, Oh My High as well, because I like to make an actual RSVP,
Yes.
right? So a form where they could put their name and their email info in there. And then when they hit submit, it's going to send them information about the event, but it's also going to add them to my CRM
Yeah.
so that I can be sure to follow up and I could be sure to send them reminders of when the event's gonna happen, and I could do this all with an automation so that I don't have to rack my brain, "Oh my god, Susan needs to know when she has to be there, I have to go and message her." No, my CRM is already taking care of that and sending her the reminders, and now with Oh My High integrating with Project Broadcast,
Mm,
it's like an even bigger no-brainer because you could do text reminders and everything all in one automation.
yeah,
So it's just super easy, but
yeah,
yeah, I hardly do anything without an RSVP,
yeah.
right?
Smart.
So and then another thing, as we're talking about this, but like if you have a lot of calls to action in one post, you could break it up a little bit by saying, check out the comments for this.
Mm,
And then you could do a different comment for maybe one or two things. I wouldn't recommend any more than two actions, but at least they're there separately and people have the ability to click on what they want. And it's clear, right? It's not all mumbled and jumbled up in there. And quite honestly, like I don't know what the actual stats are this, but I'm pretty sure that Facebook like will hold back some posts to sort of like bury them if there's
mm,
too many links in them,
mhm. Yeah,
right? Because they
that is
want
right.
people on the platform.
Yeah,
They don't want people linking off to someone's
right,
website,
right,
right?
right. Yeah, that's why it's a good idea to put it in the comments too.
Mhm. And apparently that's like the new trend too, because it gets your algorithm running and it gets engagement going. So if you're looking for something new to try, that's definitely something that
Mhm.
I would try.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I mean, Susan, I think we gave them quite a bit of information here. Do you have anything you want to close with?
Yeah, I don't know, any kinda challenges? Maybe we could challenge them, this week, create, an engagement post or have if you use SyncShare or if you use Facebook Scheduler, map out a week or 2 and run it through ChatGPT. Maybe look at your analytics today and then use some of the things that you learned from this episode for next week and then compare your analytics, and I think you'll see some results in there.
Yeah. And I just wanted to say before we close off that we did start out by talking about groups. This can apply to any social platform, right? I don't use groups, I use pages and I use my personal profile, but it's a business profile. So I have analytics on there that I look at. It's funny that I never looked at them in my group, but I look at them on my personal profile. But they tell us a lot, and Facebook will even send me like the odd notification. Oh, you've posted your post has done better than the last 7 posts that you've done, and we're giving you a special badge. And I'm like, "Oh, thank you." Right? It's like, I need that badge.
What about some
And
money? Give me some
yeah.
money.
And it's like, it will go yeah, and Facebook told me I can monetize it. I'm like, "Oh, I don't on it," but that's a whole other story. It's like diving into that is like going crazy. But yeah, just try this on wherever you are on social.
And email. I mean, I think it applies to email, texting, social media, YouTube, like, wherever you are, try these.
I always try to put some sort of call to action
Mhm.
in anything that I do, right? So it's just to keep the conversation going, to have people know that you value them, that you want to hear from them, that you want to help them with whatever road or whatever you're offering at that point. So those are just a couple things to think of, but hopefully we haven't overwhelmed you guys. But you've joined us for one of our conversations. I hope you enjoy our little giggles that we have in between. But thank you so much for joining us on another episode of the other 99%. And we will see you again next week. Take care.
That's a wrap for today's episode of The Other 99%. We just want to say thank you. It truly means the world to us that you're here. Lisa and I absolutely love creating these episodes for you, and we're so grateful to have you in our community. If you enjoyed today's conversation, be sure to like, share with a friend, leave a review, and subscribe so you never miss a new episode. We drop fresh content every Tuesday. Got thoughts, questions, or ideas? Leave us a comment. Want to be a guest on the show? We would love to chat with you. Apply by clicking the link in the show notes. Thanks again for spending time with us today, and we'll catch you on the next episode of The Other 99%.